Hi beautiful souls, this is Archana with Divine Soul Resonance, welcoming you all to my channel. Thank you so very much to all my new subscribers. I am in awe, in gratitude, and absolutely overwhelmed with the response that I'm getting. So I've asked the Spirit to constantly make me a clear channel, that the messages that I bring forth for the collective may be for the highest good for all and harm to none. It is always my intention that there is a takeaway and a healing for anyone who's watching my reading. I'm drawn very strongly to do readings for true twin flames and deep soulmate connections for true love. So these are readings really timeless, and they're connecting to our soul's energy, wherein we are bringing in the polarity, we are integrating the polarity within us, and as we begin to integrate that polarity within us, we draw into our reality our divine counterpart or a soulmate. So this journey becomes a journey of self-love, deep self-awareness, and it has a lot of challenges and obstacles. That is how this journey is designed. But each one of our journeys is unique. And some of it, because we're on different stages of this twin flame journey, this may be this lifetime where your souls have decided that you are going to be in union, or perhaps you have decided just to meet to help each other grow and perhaps have a soulmate relation. Perhaps this is not the lifetime where the twins are coming in for union. It all depends upon your own soul contract, where you've decided in this part before you incarnated. So some of these messages will resonate with some and absolutely not resonate with others. They may actually be very, very repelling, and that is completely okay. There's no judgment in that, because each one of us has our own truth and our own reality. And when we are facing a challenge time and again, and we are faced with obstacles time and again, it becomes so exhausting and difficult to keep the faith, to keep looking at the light when we don't see an actual manifested reality of any movement. We do not even know if there is a movement that is taking place behind the scenes. But there is. There is so much movement that's taking place behind the scenes. So today I have been called to do a reading from the Divine Masculine's higher self. Messages from the Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine, from the higher self, on what's really going on, quote unquote, behind the scenes. What have they been working on? What is it that they're releasing? What is it that they are overcoming and transcending? And how they feel and see the divine connection and the divine counterpart. I started pulling some messages. My video got a little bit off, so I'd already pulled some messages out, and I didn't want to put them back because I'm working with the energies that are coming in from the Spirit right now. Let me pull all the cards out, and then I will go over the messages that are coming in. So far we have the Six of Swords, the Two of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Sun, the Three of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the King of Swords, the Hangman, the World, Four of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. So the Divine Masculines have been moving away from places, things, thought forms that have really limited them. Six of Swords right here. Moving away. Card of moving away from old patterns, some limiting beliefs, even the thought patterns, because this is Swords energy. Swords is all air and mental, thought forms. moving away from things that have given them distress, moving towards calmer waters. If you look at the waters, they're not ruffled. So moving towards, the more clarity we have in our mind, the clarity we can have in our emotions. And they're looking at, what is it that they've created? They started with that spark. Now they're making choices. They're holding on to that wand, and they want to offer that world. And they're looking forward. They're looking forward, right? Forward looking into the future, wanting to offer. They've made the decision. They're wanting to offer their world to this divine feminine. They see the divine feminine. She has served as a guiding light. She stood strong in her garden, creating her world, creating her life, overcoming obstacles. These pentacles have not been easy that she has put on her garden. Each pentacle has required her overcoming mental barriers, emotional barriers, obstacles, and challenges. And each pentacle, it's almost like you're reaching for the rose, so you have to go through the thorns. And each thorn has brought in that bleeding, right? But it has not deterred the divine feminine to be where she is. Knowing where her journey is, knowing where she's going. She's wearing a lot of yellow. Yellow, color of solar plexus, and also color for abundance. So the abundance that she has created in her life, abundance is not just in terms of wealth. Material wealth, yes. This is a card of earth energy. It's a material wealth. But this speaks more of how this journey and how she has created this. She's nurtured. She has a very soft demeanor about her. And they recognize that. And it is that, as they're moving away from these, they've had to overcome a lot of conflict, a lot of disagreements, a lot of deceit. There's a lot of illusions in this world. Overcoming them is really, really hard. And you've been grown up, you're brought up in a certain way, you live in a certain place, you have certain thinking patterns. How do you break from that? How do you break from what the society says you want and do? You've done that. Your father did that. Your grandfather did that. Your great-great-grandfather did that. It is a patriarchal society. It is how things are always done. How do you move away from that? Their journey has been quite difficult, mentally quite challenging. And they're learning. They want the divine feminines to know that they are learning to move away from places and situations, to have patience. To have patience. This journey in Twin Flame is all about patience. And they recognize that. And they want this. There is this that's coming up. The sun, the card of abundance, the card of fulfillment, happiness, true happiness coming, so this is this child, naked, unafraid, riding a white, pure white horse. There's just happiness, carefree. They know that these times are here. This is what they long for. This is what they long for. This is where they're moving towards as they're moving away from that. They want to be able to celebrate mind, body, soul, coming together with the divine feminine, with the divine, coming together in celebration. Because as they have moved away from places, things, and situations, they're getting this immense clarity. And look at this clarity. It is not just their mind that is just clearing of the fog. They want the divine feminines to know that the divine is guiding them. This is divinely orchestrated. Getting that absolute sword, ace, beginning, absolute clear thinking. I need to move away from this. I need to cut out these things that have really not served me. I'm moving away from them. I want you to know that. I am moving away from them. I know you have worked really hard and you've been waiting patiently And I see you. I see your beauty. I see you as this princess. Actually, she looks like an earthly queen to me. She looks like an earthly queen to me, who's very humble, who's very gracious, who's very graceful. He recognizes that soul light. There's a lot of yellow in here, so there's a lot of abundance. There's a lot of solar plexus energy, which requires our willpower. When we connect our solar plexus with the divine will, so connecting, if you can think of this as connecting, this is what I teach in my chakra classes, is the sun represents our yang energy of the solar plexus. So you're radiating out like the sun, the warmth, right? The action. When you're combining that, and I just realized that, look at that. Look at the crown. It's again wreathed in yellow. So there is that divine opening that's coming in from the crown chakra. Really, it's really coming in from the crown chakra. There's that mental clarity coming straight in. And as the divine masculine's higher self is trying to let us know that they're connecting their own personal will, they're moving the energy up through the chakras, and it's reaching that crown chakra. Right? That's why it's wreath. It's wreath. It's coming from the divine. So there's divine guidance. This divine is sending in that energy through the chakra systems, going down. They're getting clarity. So that's actually helping open up their third eye chakra. And as their third eye chakra is opening, they're able to move away from things, and they're able to speak their truths. They're able to speak their truths. And it connects with the solar plexus. And they are stepping in this power as the king, okay? They're stepping in this power who has gone through, they're going through a major transformation to be able to have clarity, not just to move this clarity, to be that king, to have complete control over their thought processes. And once we can control our mind, we control our manifestation, our ability to manifest our desires on the earth plane. And they've got all these downloads. If they're hanging upside down, look at that. Their head is completely illuminated, okay? So there is an illumination when there is a bit of a suspension. So yes, there is suspension. There has been a suspension because I am moving away. It is not easy. It is not easy to move away from these if I've been in this energy for so long. I have been under this illusion for so long. It's going to take me time. I ask for you to have patience. And that's why I'm trying to get the right answers to understand that correctly, so that I can step in my own power as this king. This is who I am. I know that. I know that now. And I understand and recognize that cycles are coming to an end. And this is you. You are the world. You are this world to me. And I'm working on myself. I'm bringing in this balance so I can close the cycle out. It's been a lot of struggle. It's been a lot of balancing act. I'm working quite hard on my finances, my careers, and sometimes it just completely goes off balance. I work on something and something else is going off. Should I take this job? Should I not take this job? And many times I'm not able to focus on sharing my emotions with you because I'm focusing on building a life. I'm focusing on this. And I understand. I'm getting clarity. For some, this may be that you've been too focused on what you've created in the material. What is it that you're creating? Maybe you've been over-focused on your job. Maybe you've been too over-focused on your business. And perhaps it is time to look at, what have I really created? And that's what the higher self is saying. And looking at, what is it that I want to create? I'm getting clarity. I'm getting downloads. I'm being very intuitive at this point. I'm putting things to suspension so that I can come forward. And have this emotional fulfillment. Have this equal give and take in complete balance of the yin and the yang, of the masculine and the feminine energy, where I am receptive to your love, your unconditional love. But I have to work on myself first before I can be receptive to this love. Sacral chakra. I'm working on clearing my emotions, and I have a lot of passion for you. I'm working on clearing my emotions, things that have not served me, and I want to share this love. This is an equal give and take of love, balanced give and take of love. I'm also healing my wounds with my ancestors, with my father, with my grandfather, ways of being, thinking that I took when I was a child. I really am going deep. I'm going deep into my heart space, clearing things that I faultily took when I was a child. This is the card of complete opening up. Look at that. I want you to know that as I'm working on moving away, clearing my mind, getting absolute clarity, healing my wounds from childhood, opening up to my emotions and passions, and that passion is driving me and giving me clarity and closing out certain cycles so I can bring that love, that equal love, give and take that you've given me. And I want this too, for us, for me. And as I'm doing my inner healing work with the inner child, I am strengthening my root chakra, and I'm strengthening my bonds. My bonds with the feminine energy, my bonds with ancestors, my father. The word father is coming to me a lot. So maybe this is a message for some of you. There is a father healing that's taking place right now. And also, this one particularly is really, the message is coming forth. There may be a motherly figure, or your mother, that is going to guide you towards that light. Yeah. Mother Nature. Mother Nature is coming very big for me, for some of you. Clarity of belief again, okay? Ace of Swords again. We're getting a clarity of belief. The bottom of the deck is going with the flow. So they want to really move forward, okay? They really want to move forward. They want to have this reunion and union of the hearts, of the coming together of the hearts. And I am getting this. I am moving away from situations, places, and things, and getting a lot of clarity in my thought process. And I want you to know that. I really do want you to know that. But there are times that it may not show that I am working on these things, but I want you to know that. You're never apart from me, and you've been that guiding light. But you have your journey, and I have my journey, and I'm working on these aspects so I can bring that to you, to us. I am working really hard. I am working really hard right here. Something with the moon cycles. I am getting connected in nature, and I'm getting downloads on new moon and full moon. And I want to create something of value. I want to create something of deep value that will last forever. That will bring in this love that I so desire. And I have that passion for that. But I want you to know there are moments in our path where I will need to take time out. I need to be able to find and clear my head. Clear my emotions, clear my energy, so I can see where I'm going. It can be pretty clouded on this journey. But I want us to know that we are both protected by angels. that I know that our journey is protected by angels, that no matter how dark sometimes the tunnels may be, but I do know that your light and light of the divine are guiding me towards taking the right steps, towards taking the steps towards self-love and coming closer in reunion and union with my divine counterpart, which is you. Which is you. And as I'm doing this Father healing and I'm releasing stagnant emotions. This is that chakra for water energy, sacred sexuality and sensuality. It's also where the emotions get stored and stagnant. So flow, allow the opening of that center to release the emotions and let the energy flow. And that occurs through forgiving. And as I'm learning to forgive, perhaps things that took place with my father, my ancestors, or my family, I'm learning that it was all part of growing stronger in my own self-love and growing stronger in who I am and in our journey. I am learning and forgiving and moving forward. It's a very big part of it, and I want you to do that too, for us. But this is what I'm working on. And it's not easy to always forgive. It is very difficult because I've held on to that. I felt abandoned. I felt lonely. I felt left out in the cold. But I am learning and taking steps towards forgiving and learning. And I am working on freeing myself from self-imposed boundaries. I am learning to move away from things, from these self-created boundaries of thought processes. I am. It's not easy. I want this. And I know that as I free myself, I'm going to move towards the sun so that I can celebrate, so I can have this celebration. This is what I desire to manifest. I desire to manifest this for us, for me, for you. And I'm getting rid of people, places, and things that have held me captive. And I'm learning to move away from codependent behaviors. You know, sometimes when I am very, very bogged down with what I should do, I do tend to take the path which may be at that point easier. Things that do not serve my highest good. But I am learning to forgive myself for my codependent behaviors, and I am releasing them slowly. It is difficult. Any sort of addictions, we know that. Any sort of addictions are very, very difficult to release. And it takes time and patience and consistency and a lot of love. Nothing can be done through force. We recognize that. And I'm working on that. And I'm working on being completely mentally free and releasing that. I'm getting it with complete clarity. There's a lot of ones here, so there's a lot of beginning. This is clarity of belief, card 1. Okay, strengthening bonds. That's also 1 right here. What are you working on? What else? What's one more message, please? Okay, I do have these amazing romantic feelings for you, and these are real. So these are not imagined. These are not imagined. I have that. But many times I'm not able to share that because I get clouded in my judgment. I get clouded in my thinking, and I'm not sure which way to go. But I do know I'm bringing balance in. I really am. I'm bringing balance in. I'm trying to bring balance in between my emotions and between what I'm creating. I want to move towards the sun. The sun card is really calling to me out of this whole thing. It's really coming in, and the simply love. I'm going to have to put something together for that one. Oh wow, divine masculines. I am This is a picture I've used on my Facebook so many times. This is one of my favorite pictures. It says here, surrender to joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and the easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. Keep surrendering to more joy. Oh my gosh, that noise outside is so distracting. I'm so sorry if you can hear that. The divine masculines are surrendering to joy, and they want you to surrender to joy in the moments of now, even in these moments of separation, even in these moments where we're not together, where the journey is so hard and the obstacles are so exhausting. Yeah, these obstacles can be super exhausting, and these tests are tests for on our physical plane, our mental plane, our emotional plane, and spiritual plane. So there's psychological tests, physical tests, and emotional tests. So all of these can cause a lot of illusions and inability to move forward. So taking the steps that are guided, that we're guided to take, are what the divine masculines are doing right now. What an amazing message. Surrendering to the joy. I love that. Thank you, divine masculines. We are so proud of you, and I am so grateful that you are sharing these messages with us right now. I drew a chakra card. I'm one with the universe, one with the eternal goddess. She is a part of me. I tune into my heart, and she is there, surrounded by an infinite library of wisdom, knowledge, and love. The countless manifestations of the goddess, along with her great compassion, are expressed through me. How beautiful for the twins to know that the divine masculine feels completely connected. Their higher self knows and is letting us know that they are connected to that goddess energy for the divine counterpart. And they're surrendering in these moments of joy and happiness. What beautiful messages. I thank you, dear divine masculines, for allowing me to share these messages and bring forth for the collective. Sending you love and light. May you continue to experience more joy and more love in your hearts, and are able to move away from things that are not serving you, and heal and forgive and come into wholeness, so you can experience this unity that you are desiring. Sending you love and light to all my beautiful angels and my beautiful souls who have tuned in today to listen to me. Sending you love and light. This is Archana with Divine Soul Resonance.